Welcome to Vacuum Wars. Today, we are going to be reviewing the BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster Cordless Handheld Vacuum. It's one of the best-selling cordless vacuums out there, so we put it through all kinds of tests to see if it was worth it. This video will go over both the pros and the cons of the vacuum. The BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster comes with a jack plug charger, a crevice tool, and a brush. It features a wide mouth, and it relies on cyclonic action to spin debris away from the filter, which leads to stronger suction. Now, onto the pros. The power was above average. We tested its suction at the base, and we tested the airflow. We combined those scores to get a Powerscore, which was above average compared to the others we've tested. Its suction was evident in the various pickup tests we did. It picked up debris of all shapes and sizes, from fine to extra large, and did so without any clogs, which were a big problem with some other cordless vacuums we've tested. These vacuums either didn't have a large enough airway, the filter was in the way, or they didn't have enough suction. But this one did really well with its most basic job of picking up debris. One way that we quantified this was by measuring the size of the smallest opening, usually the internal intake. The BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster's intake was 16 millimeters, while the average for this type is 15 millimeters. This helps to explain why it was better at avoiding clogs. Another pro is that it was great at removing embedded hair from upholstery. We took really fine pet hair and embedded it into a mat. The BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster did extremely well with getting all of the hair off of the mat. This vacuum is also easy to use. It has a nice feeling handle, and its weight is below average. We weighed it at 954 grams, where the average is about 1,000 grams. It's light, compact, and can be used in a variety of spaces because of this. It's just what you want in a cordless handheld vacuum. The dustbin capacity is higher than usual, at 953 milliliters, versus the 626 milliliter average. As for the cons, the first isn't that big of a deal, but it's worth mentioning. Its battery life was only 12 minutes on max power, versus the average 14 minutes for these vacuums. It's not necessarily on the low side, but it is lower than average. However, 12 minutes is likely still long enough for what you want to do. The BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster's recharge time was the worst thing about it. It takes 10 hours to recharge, which is well below the average. Its noise level was also slightly high, at 91 decibels, compared to the average 85 decibels. Its filtration was about average for these dustbusters, which is to say it's not all that great. The filter and dirt bowl are washable, however, and can be conveniently washed in your sink. In conclusion, there are more pros than cons with this vacuum. It scored above average for power, it picks up debris well with no clogs, and it performed well with the embedded hair and upholstery. It's easy to use because of its lightweight handle, and its dustbin capacity is over a third larger than the average. For the most part, the cons of this vacuum were minor, and they're consistent with other vacuums in this category. However, the 10-hour recharge time is something to keep in mind. All in all, the BLACK+DECKER Dustbuster is a good option for handheld vacuums.